All right, 2010 Chevy Malibu 60/40, no forward movement. This actually is the second time that I'm seeing this problem, so I just want to make a quick video on it. The first one that I had was a 2011 Buick Regal. So that car gets towed in, no forward movement in any range, no codes. This one had a couple of codes, you know, gear ratio errors, stuff like that. Probably because of the no forward movement. But both were no movement suddenly. Like the owner of this car drives to the store, comes out, backs out of the parking spot, puts the car in drive, and the car does not move. And the same thing, I believe, happened also with the Buick. So that they both came from wholesale accounts. In the first one, he called up, no forward movement. We gave him a price. We're doing the overhaul. They get the transmission out. I open it because I figure I'm dealing with a 1, 2, 3, 4 clutch problem. You know, the clutches may flake off, may wear out, so the piston may come up too high, and as it's returning on the molded piston, I figured it'd probably cut it. But I'm not really seeing too much. I found a couple of things, a couple of issues, but nothing to make this not move. So I want to run it by my tech service, because the only thing I can think of was either the 1, 2, 3, 4 clutch is on, or I'm thinking maybe there is something with the computer, but I wasn't 100% sure about the computer. So I call them up and I get them on the phone, and I'm talking to the guy, and I told him, you know, we got no forward movement, but I don't see much with the clutch. I was air checking everything, you know, as I was breaking it down, just to see if I can find something. And he says, no, the problem is more than likely your Tecum, and it actually was. He says that the solenoids could become mechanically clogged, you know, either they're stuck open, stuck closed, and that's the reason for the no movement. So now we get this 2010 Malibu, and I get a call on that from another wholesale account, and the guy says, hey, you know, this thing stopped moving forward on the guy. So he's actually towing it to his shop now. And I went ahead and said, well, you know what, it could be one of two things. It could either be the computer, so I gave him a price, or it could be internal with the 1, 2, 3, 4 clutch. So I says, the thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna try the computer first. If the computer works, then hey, that's great. You know, he'll be done and he'll be on his way. And sure enough, the first thing we did, it wasn't that bad to do, was we put a new Tecum in, you know, new Tecum, and I programmed it with my laptop, and that was his problem. So this is actually the second time that I'm seeing this issue. So I did want to just make a quick video to say, if you possibly lose all your drive ranges suddenly, you could just be dealing with a computer problem versus a transmission. I don't remember the mileage on the first car, but this one had about 70,000 miles on it. You know, they want this. This is actually the core. This actually is the computer that I had changed. So I got to give this back as a core. But I guess the bottom line is the solenoids, or solenoid, I'm not really sure which one, and I was asking him which one he think it is, and he really didn't give me a straight answer. But there is a, you know, there is the solenoid, the pressure control solenoid for the 1, 2, 3, 4 clutch. There also is a shift solenoid, which I believe is in charge of engagements, and this solenoid is on in park, reverse, neutral, and off in all drive ranges. So I don't know if that solenoid possibly could have been stuck on, because reverse was fine. Reverse worked good. So I just want to give you a shot of this Tecum. I'll just show you where the stuff gets plugged in, what gets plugged in where. And I guess that's about it. But it's the second time I've seen this, so this is something that I did want to share with you guys, in case you're the owner of one of those cars with this transmission. I don't know if this is going to be becoming a common problem, but within the last month I've seen it twice. All right, so let me get a little closer, and we'll just take a look at this real quick. You got pretty much your input and output speed sensor, your range switch plugs into this, and of course your solenoids from the outside. I'm sorry, your, not your solenoids, everything is internal. Your powers and grounds and communication lines from the outside. So let me just get a little closer and we'll do this real quick. All right, so real quick, close-up shot of the Tecum for the 6040. I do get these brand new. Actually, my supplier now carries them, and of course they do have to be programmed, which I do with my laptop. They actually changed the format, GM, of programming. I'll just tell you real quick. You used to be able to buy 3 days for, you know, I don't know, I think it was maybe $60, but you could do as many cars as you want. I remember one time I bought 3 days and I think I programmed about 5 cars. Now it's $40 per VIN number, but you have access to that VIN number for 2 years. So anything that you can, you know, that shows up on the screen that you can program, you can come back and do that for 2 years. So that's the new format that GM is doing for programming. Okay, so right in here, you have your input speed sensor, and at the top you have your output speed sensor and your range switch. Here are your solenoids. This is the shift solenoid that I was speaking of before. Your computer, your TCM is here, and of course your powers and grounds and stuff plug into here. And if you get one of these new, just don't forget to make sure it has this seal on it. Sometimes I've seen them come with it, I've seen them not come with it. So you want to make sure that that seal is on there. And I guess that's about it. So, and this actually is the screen, but this, you know, you don't really need to take this off. If it even comes off, it should. There we go. All right, there's a screen here, but this all comes with a new. I mean, you basically just take this out of the box and you can install it, and then of course you got to program it. All right, so that's about it. Just want to do, I guess, like a little quick tip, if you will. On the car was a 2010 Chevy Malibu. The first car, again, 2011 Buick Regal. They both had the 6040s. They both had no drag ranges at all, and they both had bad Tecums. So that's about it. I thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and we will see you next one.